quite clumsy, y'all, so.
Good evening. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to share what the Women's Refuge has meant to us. Following the death of my previous wife, I was in a very dark, really a horribly dark place. And I struggled. I struggled to raise my children by myself. I struggled with the idea of being a father on my own, raising these children. I really struggled in understanding God's purpose in the midst of grief and suffering, really. This is what led me to seek some help and to seek counseling. I had known about the Women's Refuge for some time. In fact, I had encouraged other women that I knew who were going through difficult things, and I directed them towards the Women's Refuge. And it took me a little while, but when I realized my own need, I knew where to turn. I mean, where else would I go but the Women's Refuge, right? So I know I needed help, and when I called to make an appointment, I learned that Donna was actually reducing her workload, but she graciously accepted me as a client. And I was struck. I was struck by her professional, no-nonsense approach, but yet just very warm and compassionate, the biblical basis for her counseling. And I think more than anything else that she was led by the Spirit of God. And the Women's Refuge really helped me through what absolutely was undoubtedly the most difficult time of my life.
It was while at a Christian business luncheon that I first met and heard Donna speak. I remember she mentioned that the Women's Refuge offers counseling services. At the time, I was still working through the pain and disappointment of divorce and was facing the challenges that come with having to parent alone. I was eager to find God's hand in all of it. Immediately following the luncheon, I literally ran to Donna and said, "Would you please take just one more client?" And she agreed, and more than 5 years later now, Donna and the Women's Refuge remain a very big part of my life. I sometimes, when I tell people that I'm going to go see my counselor, I'll sometimes say Donna is the Eve whisperer. God has used her mightily in my life. I remember many occasions sitting on her couch having conversation. She challenges me. And I remember one time when she said, "Eve, there's something I'd like you to read." And it was a hand. She said, here's a handout. She hands me this piece of paper, and it's about learning how to forgive. I was like, I do not have a problem with forgiveness, Donna, okay? Another time, in fact, many times, we talked about suffering. She has challenged me to consider that suffering, God uses suffering in our lives. I have a handout for that too. All my handouts from the Women's Refuge are in a folder by my bed in the nightstand. They're important resources for me, not only to use, but to also share. The impact of these resources just this week, I shared one of them with my sister back in my home country, Uganda. I remember speaking with Donna about André. Her spirit-led counsel and advice was deeply impactful. I sat on my bed one night and I said, Lord, I don't want to be alone anymore. I prayed, bring me someone to do life with and someone who will also be a father to my daughter, Subi.
So Eve and I had met several years prior. Coincidentally, we go to the same church, and coincidentally, our kids go to the same school, and coincidentally, they're in the same class. And so really, through our kids, we became friends, and God built just a friendship, really. And so as our friendship grew, and romance came really as a surprise to both of us. And, as we sought the Lord about marriage and blending our two families, we recognized that, biblical counseling was paramount, and we needed that. And so, of course, the Women's Refuge helped us individually. And now that we had come together, we went back, and it turned out, coincidentally, that we had the same counselor in Donna. Amazing. Anyway, so Donna and the Women's Refuge has really played a tremendous role in our lives, and we thank God so much for them. We want to encourage you all to do what you can in supporting them. So we wanted to say congratulations to the Women's Refuge. Thank you so much, Donna, for how you labor for us and so many people. And for 25 years, wow, touching people's lives in this community. So we love you. We love you. Thank you.